What's going on, guys? So today I'll do 00CTOBER review. We're going to be taking a look at something fairly new, and it is from the Gundam Build Divers Break. That's the side manga. And of course, it did actually have a couple small cameos in some Build Divers episodes, including in Re-Rise. And it is the HG Build Divers Gundam That. I've looked it up a couple ways. I've seen Zerachiel, Zerachiel. I'm not gonna go that to sound terrible. I'm gonna go with Zerachiel. I don't know the proper way to say it. I know it's an archangel. There's a couple different versions of Zerachiel, stuff like that. I'm just gonna say it that way. Nobody feel the need to correct me. You're typing it already, aren't you? Fuckers. Okay, so we got Ein Sof's mobile suit. So that's a character from the Build Divers Break thing. And of course, that's the one who has the Shining Break and the GLs. So maybe those might make an appearance some other day. I don't know, but we're looking at this one. Why? Because it's based off of the Harut. Yay! It's a weird blue and gray Harut that has two other alt modes. It's a triple changer. Yay! It's not a combiner though, so who cares? And yeah, looks very nice. It's looking very serious and judgmental right there. And then you've got a flight mode over here and a tank mode over here. So it's really interesting that they took something that's made for mostly space travel and gave it a tank mode. Yes, I know it's a reference. Jesus, let me get there before you start typing. Bandai 2019. Yay. Blue Bandai logo, of course. Okay, so this is a really big fat box. Action! So you can do a bunch of stuff with his weapons. That's crazy. Recreate dynamic poses with super flexible parts. Right. A stylish form full of transforming articulation gimmicks while maintaining proportions in both modes. Alright, we got GN Sword Rifle, because that's what we do around here. We do everything with a GN that does two things. We got GN Huge Cannon! That looks very similar to something we've seen before. Alright. And we got GN Sky. The side containers can be turned upside down to change from its GN Sky flight mode to the GN Bull Heavy tank mode. Why are you saying that in the Sky mode? Look, mode change. The sliding legs of each of the articulation gimmicks allow the mobile suit to transform into GN Sky and GN Bull mode. There's GN Bull. Yes, I know it's a reference. Okay, and we got line up all the things right there. Cool. Build Divers and such. Alright, so we got a repeat of the box art there. The Build Divers Break. And I think that has something to do with the break decals, probably. Other people have read the manga. I have not. I don't even know where I can read the manga. So we got the buildhubbies.net. And we also have the anima, or the Rise version, which has that whole guy in it. By the way, it's number 27 in the line, if you care. Do you care? You should care. And we've got obligatory rear and front shot, and the display base that can be used in both GN Sky and GN Bull mode is included. So yay, comes with stand. Now we've got the Gundam Zerachiel. Good lord, if you want to read that, by all means. It's just basically saying that he's got a custom based off of the Harut, and it has the Sky and the GN Bull mode and stuff like that. And then, okay, so let's read this. So this is a read-up on the thing there. Side story within the main story of GBN to fix the illegal break decal parts, as well as mass divers who engage in criminal acts. This is a story of Arc and Zen. The story is divided in two parts before. Covers time Riku playing in, and after. Time after he starts. Build Divers Break is another story behind. Build Divers has been broken into different time periods. Interesting. And you got GundamBD.net. That's the first time I've seen it. Now, we do have a warning right there. 3-year-olds are not allowed in GBN because you're too young. You can't do that. And then you got the little guy with the toilet right there. Product material. And then no price there. I'm going to tell you, I don't remember it either. Probably in the $25, $30 range. I had to guess. Can't recall. Off the top of my head. Got it from BBTS, which means it probably costs a little bit extra. And if you're mad that I didn't look up the price, guess what? They stopped putting the price on the box so that people could charge whatever they wanted. At least that's what I believe, because it seems to be how it's gone. And by the way, the illustration is by Koma, background images by Saito Yoshinobu. Those two always seem to work together. And there we go. We got some coolness. Got some coolness happening. Lots of blue, lots of glowy stuff. things like that. And you know what? It's a new form of the Harut, still upside down. I completely forgot to make an upside down remark on that on a different review here. Um, so, oops. Figure out which one I forgot to say it in and leave a comment down below. But let's go ahead and get to this newer and bluer Harut. Alright guys, so it's turntable time, and as you can see I got him in GN Sky mode. Because he got 3 modes, we're going to do all the transformations. Why not? So let's turn on the turntable while I talk about him. Alright, so just backstory on this one. As soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to have to get it. I really wanted to get it for last year, it just fell behind, but I ended up having too many reviews last year anyway, so it really didn't matter. Harut was always one of my favorite movie Gundams. Just something about it has a very cool design, which is pretty dang obvious. But this one is interesting in just the fact that, you know, it shows the cleverness in the character to take such a Gundam and give it a whole new mode that was never even remotely considered. Now, the other thing about this is I built this at my mom's house while I was over there last Monday, current time of me shooting this. And, you know, I had to give her a ride, help her out and stuff like that, and I had to kill time, so I still needed to build. So I went ahead and knocked this one out. It was actually pretty enjoyable, kept me fairly well distracted. A lot of backstory there. And having to basically build Harut again was fairly well fun, if I'm honest. And the new parts were definitely interesting. The only negative thing that I could probably say about it is there's one part that doesn't fit very well, and I'll talk about it here shortly, and then just the sheer amount of gray that's on the quote-unquote underside, all of the mess up here, it just kind of blah. Just, and I know that regular Harut has a lot of gray and a lot of black and stuff like that, but that's a different story. I don't know. Something about it, just a little dark, a little heavy. So, but let's go ahead and take a closer look at the GN Sky. Okay, so I've got it here on its stand that it did come with. One issue I definitely have with this one is that this chest piece keeps popping off. Although, in a very similar fashion, my Harut model, the chest part keeps just flopping around. It doesn't have any kind of stability left in it. So it's interesting to see that that is a similar problem. Now, I don't know that it's supposed to pull out and flip up the way that the normal Harut does. It's entirely possible. It's meant just to stay flat. But yeah, basically you have a faceplant flyer when it comes to Harut. It literally just lays down and all the stuff happens on its back. And the stand is right up its, you know what? And it does have his 2 big GN big guns, or whatever they called it, some really ridiculous and obvious name. And then he's got this cool new cockpit type area right up here, which is nice. I actually dig that. And then these, what would be cannons. There's no stickers or anything from here, but I'm trying to remember if those are actually the barrels of the cannons. I believe they are. So that is what it is. You have his GN sword blade, sword rifles, whatever you want to call them. They're also like scissors. It's interesting. They're here. Some color separation, but things I didn't do was add some gray. So I didn't do a whole lot of extra work to this. I did a little bit. I will show off the things that I did. And the other thing that's really kind of funny is just the legs are just very awkward back here, like just in the flight mode. And we might as well go ahead and compare it to proper Harut, who is here. And very floppy all of a sudden. What is going on over here? Hold on. There we go. So it does use a lot of new parts. Stuff on the head is new. The chest is totally new. The backpack parts up there where the gun and everything mount, along with, of course, the tank treads are completely new. You do get all the parts to essentially just build a blue Harut if you wanted to, or a Blurut if you really want to be that way. You could totally do that. You know, it's a thing. Wait, why are these tucked in? Does that... Oh, I'm a dummy. Didn't even realize I could do a thing. That's stupid. I'm sitting here looking at Harut. No, wait a minute. Now with Harut, I did add on a whole bunch of extra paint and stuff like that. So, but like I said, if you really wanted to, you can build a blue Harut. The only thing you'll really be missing is the sticker for the fake cockpit right there. And obviously, in flight mode, things are a little bit different. Like, these are mounted in a very different fashion because they're supposed to be. I know, it looks weird, but that's how it is. Don't judge. So let's go ahead and pull it off of the stand. All right. And let's go ahead and take it into Gian Bull mode, which is really freaking easy. So we're going to just rotate that backwards. Yeah, I know. Rotate that backwards. Now, are you following me with this? I hope you're following. Then you take this guy. So you see here how it's got the like eye-shaped thing. You just basically line it up with this T shape, and this is the part that I said doesn't fit well. It's supposed to be like this for flight mode, like set forward, like that, and that causes a lot of issues. Unless it's supposed to be a different way, and I can't tell, and I'm just an idiot. But for flight mode, you want to bring it all the way back and do that. I'm sorry, for bull mode, you want to bring it all the way back and do that, and then just set him down on his tank treads, like you do. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So one thing I had never noticed is the fact that these are reversed compared to Harut, and I guess in the instructions I really didn't notice that. And in fact, it makes me want to double check to make sure I'm not just that stupid. I don't think I'm that stupid. I'm pretty sure I'm not. No, I'm not that stupid. Okay. I wanted to check. I was like, am I that dumb? Did I build it wrong? I did not build it wrong. So they purposely have you, do it wonky. So it can do the thing. I like the idea they can turn into a tank. I just wish it did a little bit more in the way of transform. It does seem a little bit short-sighted. And yes, it's a reference to the G-Fighter from original Gundam that has the sky mode and the tank mode and blah, 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 blah. Shut up. I know. I was informed already. And I read the thing that says that specifically. So, let's get this guy transformed up because there's not a lot we can do in this mode. So we want to take the cannons, just sort of pull them back a little bit like that. Might have to go a little bit further. By the way, hold on, before we go too much further. This whole area right back here that's basically like the GN drive is just a big white sticker. You could paint that if you really felt like it. So, just for this, go ahead and yoink the bit all the way back as far as it'll go. You want to turn these back around vertical like so. So we've got, well, essentially that. I'm going to raise the camera up ever so much. Okay. And the legs, you want to pull off the kneecaps. And I didn't realize this was a thing, and I was trying to transform it, and I was like, why won't it transform? And it's like, you have to do this first. And I was like, why? And it's like, because you do. And I was like, oh. Okay, so you pull off the kneecaps, and then yoink the legs down. There's a slider built into it until you feel the little snap. And then that gets you good. And then go ahead and put the knees back on. So you've got a little square tab there, and you got the hole there. So you can line them up nice. Are they the same knees? No, they're a little bit different. So yeah, that's one of the things we have the leftover parts. So one thing that's cool about this, like I said, you could build a blue Harut if you really want to, or a Blarut. So I'm gonna tilt these back ever so slightly, just because we're gonna grab an arm, and then we can rotate it that way, rotate the hand down, and then just bring the shoulder down using the hinge there, and then the shoulder armor itself, like so. Then you could do the same thing on the other side. Turn, arm out, arm down, armor up. So if you put the armor up, it tucks the arm in just a little closer if you want to do that. Come on. And then just kind of fix the head wherever you want it to go. And good lord, come down to the feet. You got this hinge here, then the toes, flip up, and then you've got his little bitty tiny feet. And now you have a, well, you have a Zerachiel. Okay, so let's get everybody about as tight as it'll go. So you want the guns back there, about as good as it'll go. And you want the side pods to be like that. And good luck getting him to stand on a slippery surface like this, There we go. I forgot the body was tilted. So look, he's got so much back heaviness happening that he's really not going to stand. So what we want to do is bring in the stand. Go ahead and stick that right up in his, you know what? Which, by the way, he has a, I believe he's getting one of the ones that has a polycap crotch, which is strange. Also, what the heck? Why did that just rotate? Yeah, you just saw how catastrophic that went, right? That was kind of stupid. Okay, so all of that should not have happened. So, here we go. There we go. We got our boy Zerachiel now leaning on the base there. So he looks pretty good. I consider doing a quick turntable time again, but I'm not gonna. So basically all we're going to be doing here is looking at the top half of the body that was once hidden. I'm trying to get the torso to line up. Just once you get it transformed, it's like almost everything wants to interfere with everything else. Like these... What? Keep the legs straight. That's just all it is. Okay, so we've got head. That's just a normal double ball joint. Come in closer on the head, and the thing that sucks about it is the chin strap. That is a sticker. That sucks. You do have eye stickers, which are fine, and then you get the itty bitty sticker right up there. I do believe it is a new head sculpt, and I'll do the comparison here shortly. And one thing I did on mine, you can see I added the blue reflective bits inside those chest vents. Is either that or paint them. Could have gone either way. It's the same blue they give you for these right here, except it didn't come with this kit. That came from a much older one, or a different one, I should say, that used a blue reflective sheet that gave you 2 tiny stickers, and then you could just do whatever you wanted with the rest. So I cut my own stickers. Also, quick addendum here as I'm finished. The little GN condensers here in the arms, I did the same technique I used for that, actually cutting out blue circles out of the material and putting it there under the blue condenser plastic, whatever you want to call it. So just making that pop a little bit more. Something you can totally do if you have some extra metallic sticker sheet laying around. That's not the first time I've done that. The other thing is, like, I used the stickers here because there wasn't any way I was going to try to paint that, and it looks pretty good. Hold on, I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Okay, so I just needed to adjust that. You do get camera stickers here for the big cannons that don't really cannon anything, and then once again, this guy back here is just annoying. The guns back here can just act like mortar shells or whatever, or if you are so inclined, you can wiggle them off, which is not easy, and you can see I've actually really worn the plastic down quite a bit. And you can pull one off, and he has just little handles, so you can actually hold these. Give him something to really do with his life, like just boof, like that. It's not the tightest grip in the world, but it's certainly not the loosest. But it's a new thing. It's a new thing you can do. So let's pull off the rifle sword rifle. That's right. I forgot there were stickers there, which I believe I also cut. I think I did that, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. Either I did that or it told me to do that. So that's pretty cool. And then you also have, yeah, there we go. Things I'm remembering. So you got a handle that folds down, and then you have the chumpy sword part, which is cool. And then you also have the GN blade right there, which is good for cutting. And if you recall why, go back to the 00RG review, and you can remember exactly why that's a thing. I'm going to go ahead and put that in his hand, which is pretty cool. And then if you're also so inclined, come on, you can pop off the back of the hand. Good Lord. Normally these come off so easy. Can also do that number. Oop. and you can use it like a sword. And it also gives you a little more room to roll the things back. So we got a rifle one and we got a sword one all ready to go. He's like ready to battle. And then you can put this guy back on the backpack realistically if you want. Which way is up? It's this side. And you can see, actually I don't know if you can see, it's in the shade there. You can see the dust, the the plastic shavings, as it were, just from, good lord, removing that. And by the way, nobody on the live stream guessed this kit whenever I used this weapon as a teaser. Nobody's like, hey, I know what that is. Okay. Hey, what are you doing with your rifle there, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing, Zerachiel? So, yeah, he's still posable. I'm not really going to mess with the... There's too much going on to mess with full-on articulation. So you can see what's happening with your own eyes. So let's compare to normal Harut, shall we? Why did I make them crossing weapons? That might have been a bad plan. Okay, so drop that arm down a little. There we go. So you can see just the remarkable similarities. And one thing I did forget to point out is I did paint gray underneath there, just enough to cover the lines, just like I did with this guy and virtually all the other ones. And you can see all the gray details that I should have done on this one, but that's one reason I didn't. A little bit easier. Also doing gray on top of dark blue. Kind of pointless in some aspects, but you can see, if I pull in close, can you just arms down, boys, arms down. And girl, technically. So you can see how the head is very different. I'm pretty sure it doesn't use the exact same parts, but if it does, it reorganizes them. So this one definitely looks more like a bowl of some sort. This one is definitely more Gundam-esque. Even if the head is mostly the same, adding that chin strap and all that makes it fairly well different and all that. Obvious differences in the chest. You know, this makes it much more like grunt suit like, or even more of a old school Gundam. The whole new crotch skirts, like it does come with these kind of crotch skirts, so you can, like I said, essentially make this. There might be, and I'm going to say this because I'm sure somebody's typing in the comments already. No, you can't. There might be parts that are missing. Might be. But as far as I could tell, you could potentially build most of, if not all, of a normal Harut with that kit. It would just be blue. So if you've done it, let me know down below. But basically, like, everything I like about this one, I like about this one. Everything I hate about this one also seems to be a problem on this one. So the front skirts that are just in those little polycap ball joints, that's actually really annoying, except these come off way easier. The chest is a bit wonky though. This one's too tight, that one's too loose. Other than that, it's all good. I mean, you're just swapping out different parts back here to make it happen. You lose this entire like missile launcher segment. It does come with it, you just don't put it on there because you replace it with that other section. And of course, the tank treads and all that are totally different. But for the most part, you know, you're dealing with essentially the same Gundam. And it's pretty cool. I do like it. So, guys, if you have this one, let me know what you've done with it, if you've done anything cool. Would it be interesting to see this, but in orange? You know? I think it might. And no, it's like, because the new parts are all blue, you'd have to paint it, which would suck. So... But guys, let me know what you think down below. And of course, down below you can also get all the Shoki 00CTOBER merch and or regular merch, which can all go to help the channel. 00CTOBER is a very expensive thing to do, and I usually have to do it on my own. But if you guys could help out by buying, I don't know, some 00CTOBER merch, that'd be super awesome of you. And of course, if you haven't seen all the other 00CTOBER events that have happened, by all means, go watch the playlist. This one will be the playlist has been building, so it should be almost, we're getting to the end. I know, We got we're 1 week to go. We still got stuff to do. Also, if you have 00 builds or collections or anything like that and you want to show it off, the link to the Discord is in the description. Or if you want to use the hashtag 00October online on Facebook, usually on IG or something like that, use 00October or 00OctoberV, or tag me, Shoki Reviews, whatever, in posts so that I can see them. That's pretty cool. So, but I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, as always, keep on building.